Hey friends, welcome to or welcome back to the channel. I'm Kristen and today I'm doing dip powder nails for the first time. I'm excited to share it with you because I had a lot of fun and I hope you have a lot of fun watching. Azure Beauty sent this over to me and I'll have a referral link in my description if you're interested. I also noticed that Amazon Prime Day is coming up, so their products are probably going to be even more discounted, although they're pretty affordable already. So let's get into what's included in the kit. And I did watch a few tutorials before I tried this myself, just so that I wasn't going in with like zero information. I didn't want to just like rely on the instructions, but yeah. Anyway, it comes with a little file, some extra brushes. Here's the instructions. I laughed when I saw it say need to pay attention in large font, like, okay, bitch, you got my attention. But yeah, it comes with these instructions, and it also has this little sheet that shows you that the color isn't really what it seems in the container, and not different, but more layers will give you a darker or deeper or more opaque color. They also include a little customer service card just in case there's a problem with the kit, if there's something leaking, or anyway, if there's a problem, you can call them. They seem really nice and receptive. The bottles are clearly labeled with numbers, and it's base, activator, top, and a brush saver, but I didn't have to use the brush saver. It also came with this metal cuticle nail tool, which I love having those, the more the merrier, and this brush for dusting off the dip powder, which honestly, it was a really nice fluffy brush. I was like, damn, this could be a really nice eyeshadow brush, but whatever, we'll use it for the dip powder, I guess. We've also got this tray that you can use. I only used it once and it's going to be later in the video, but yeah, it comes with that. And it also comes with this buffer, which is actually a pretty good buffer. I'm definitely going to keep it. It comes with 20 colors in a small kind of plastic lightweight packaging. It's 10 grams of product per jar, and there is a foam safety seal. Look, I don't have any swatch sticks, so I'm just gonna swatch these on a piece of paper, okay? I'm using monomer to swatch these like acrylic, but these do not double as acrylic powder. It worked okay for swatching, but they never fully cured. They stayed kind of soft. The majority of the colors are translucent, kind of jelly, give you kind of like that clean glass nail effect. Oh, and $3.99 is a clear, which I wasn't expecting, but I was happy they included. Here they are swatched, and I'm poking it because I'm like, hey, look, they're soft. They never cured. And yeah, and I'm really happy that I actually did swatch these because, man, I had a hard time deciding what color to use. I almost feel like having too many options is too much. Like literally for days I was trying to figure out what color to do. I'm gonna end up going with this kind of translucent purpley color, 344. And yeah, let's do it. It's happening. I did watch a few tutorials ahead of time, so I'm not going in totally blind. And a few people I watched just did like kind of a center stripe of the base first. I didn't go all the way to the sidewalls, which made sense to me because I don't want to build up the sidewalls as much as I want to build up the like center of the nail. So my pinky's in there for a few seconds. I take it out, I tap off the excess. I pretty much brush off the excess right away. I'm not sure if you're supposed to wait or not. I forget, but I never did. And then this happens. No. Yeah, so if you're clumsy, I don't know if this is for you. I'm clumsy as fuck, and I was like, of course. I'm not even one nail in, and this happens. But I clean it up, I scrape it up, I put it back in the container. That is one thing when it comes to getting these more affordable kits with smaller products. I find that the jars are so lightweight that they don't have like good stability when they're just like hanging out on your station, you know? Like it was way too easy for me to flick that across my table. But anyway, for the second coat, I did do the full nail. So I did center stripe, then the full nail, and I'm carefully taking a little orange wood cuticle stick just to pull up any powder along the edges, just because I saw somebody else do that in a tutorial, so I'm doing it too. Wipe off the excess. Frig, I almost kicked over that container again just now. I don't know if you saw it. Anyway, I'm going in for now a third layer. The instructions say to work fast with the base layer, but that just kind of made me panicky and more likely to knock it over. I found that the base didn't actually dry as quickly as I expected, so you do have a tiny bit of working time with that base, in my opinion. So I decide to stop here at the third layer. I'm thinking it looks pretty good, and I really don't want them to be too thick, so I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the next nail. For my ring finger, I'm treating it a bit differently because I'm using this chunky glitter just to try it out. Oh boy, it's a whole thing. Like, all right, comment down below if you're a dip powder person and you know how to make the chunky glitter work, because right away I was like, shit. This is not what I expected to happen. Like three chunky glitters that don't want to lay down flat. Like, no. And I didn't do the like center line thing because I was like, I want the glitter all the way to the edges right from the beginning. Anyway, I wish I had done the center line thing. But anyway, I'm just going to keep going in layers. I'm going to kind of press my nail into it a little bit differently this time to try to catch more glitter. And it worked. But like this time there's too much. And like, uh, I don't know. I was sweating doing this because it was not turning out the way I wanted it to. So here I'm just picking off a bunch of the excess glitter, and I still feel like it just doesn't look like the pattern of the glitter isn't great. Like, I like being able to control where I place my glitter, I think, whether it's like acrylic or gel polish, but the lack of control with this was like killing me. And it was getting so chunky, but I couldn't just leave it like that. So we're going in for a third layer. Okay, my audio is probably going to be a bit loud because I got neighbors cutting their grass. I had to turn my air conditioner on because I was sweating. So, anyway, I'm sorry if it's like noisy in the background now. Anyway, the third coat or the third dip, I was like, you know what? Good enough. We've got some decent coverage for the glitter. And around this time, I was like, yeah, that's why they include the clear. Let's do a layer of clear. And the clear is $3.99, but I grabbed like $3.39 and it's just chilling there. Not clear. I almost dipped my finger into this beige color, like, but I did realize. I realized right before it happened. I was like, shit, and got the clear. And that's when I learned that you do have a bit more working time with the base than initially expected, because I was actually searching for that clear for like a minute. So this nail is so chunky at this point though. I'm just kind of like, oh my god. I'm going to try to clean out the powder around the edges, and I definitely know I'm going to have to do a lot of filing. I'm going to be filing through some of those glitters. So anyway, it does turn out, you'll see, but I was worried. After this one, I'm going to speed through dipping the rest of the nails so that we can quickly move into the next steps. So now all the rest of my fingers have 3 layers of the dip powder. I do wish I had done 4, but I am going to correct that when I do my other hand. I forgot to mention it, but I wanted to do it on natural nails and on tips. So After I speed through this set, I'm going to show you the other hand as well. This is step 2, the activator. It's some sort of fast drying agent that when applied to the dip powder, it cures it, quote unquote, and it becomes really hard. You would only be able to file it after this step, and I don't think you can apply too much of it. You really want to make sure that it saturates the nail, so I'm kind of just slathering it on. So here's how they're looking with the activator applied. They do seem a bit more sheer now, and they're definitely hard. Like the feel of them definitely changed. So now we can go in and I'm going to show you a little bit of the filing. You won't have to do a ton of filing with nails like this, which I actually appreciate. Like, even though the process is a bit strange, and I'm not sure that this is like dip powder would be a thing I would use all the time. Like, I really appreciated the simplicity of it. And when I do my other hand, I dipped that thing like I was like done of those nails in like an hour. I was like, shit, this is so fast. Oh, I wanted to tell you, like, I was like using one of my own files, and then I was like, shit, it came with a file. I should use it. And so I'm trying to use the file that came with the kit, but I actually found that like the little black sand grit pieces were coming off, especially trying to file this glitter nail. And I just didn't like this file. So yeah, that's a -1 for this kit. Like so far so good, but like I did not like that file. Oh, and I filed into like a gummy spot. There was probably some uncured dip powder like trapped underneath some of those glitters, so I went in and added more activator before continuing to file. Yeah, I switched back to my other files pretty quickly. Like maybe the one provided in the kit is better for natural nails, but not so much the shaping. I don't know. I hope the company takes it as feedback because I have received really good files and kits before. Actually, the one I'm using is from a kit, so I would love to see them improve the file quality going forward. And as you can probably tell, there's not a lot of filing that needs to be done. It's mostly just taking down any bulk from the sidewalls and trying to make sure that it's like smooth all the way across. And yeah, it took no time at all. Oh, and the buffer that came with this, I actually really like. I think it's a good buffer. So A plus for the buffer, F minus for the file. Okay, we're all done the filing, so let's take a look. It's definitely more sheer of a color than I expected. I think one more layer would have been nice. And the glitter finger is still pretty chunky, but I did file down quite a bit of it. So now we're going to get into doing the top coat, and I'm so glad I watched some other tutorials because they were like, fast, do this fast. And they weren't lying. You just do this fast, like swipe, swipe, done. Like, see here where I'm trying to go back over it, it's already starting to pull back on itself. So yeah, the less strokes, the better, and it self levels on its own. So you really don't have to fuss with it too much. And yeah, that's my advice for the top coat is to just go super freaking fast. Faster than what I'm doing here, okay? I definitely get more of a feel for it as I go along. And you do one coat, let it air dry. That's the other thing with dip powder. You don't need any kind of UV lamp or anything. You can just do everything with just the kit, which is kind of cool. I mean, not necessary for me because I love my lamp. I love it so much. But anyway, I'm going to do one coat of this, let it dry for like a minute or two, and then we're going to do another coat, like a second layer, and then that will complete the set. As it starts to dry down, you can kind of see the texture change a bit. It just has a very slight kind of grainy texture to it, which mostly goes away on the second coat, which we're doing now. Unexpectedly to me, the glitter nail was actually my favorite. Like as I was wearing them through the week, I was always like looking at that one, thinking how pretty it was. So, yeah, I didn't expect that when I started, but it did turn out pretty nice. Oh, the middle finger looks a little discolored at the tip because I should point out that my nail's actually broken underneath. Like my nails bend really easily. So the middle finger like bent and there's like a crease in it, which does come back to haunt me later. So if you saw that and you're wondering what it is, because these nails are really sheer, like this is a really sheer coverage. So you could still see any issues that I had going on on my natural nails. And here's how they look all done. I think they're so pretty. Reminds me of back in the day when I used to just paint my nails like normal nail polish. So it was nice to have little cute shorties for once. The instructions say to enjoy your fun nail art, and I'm like, thank you, I will. They're so cute. Oh, I added some cuticle oil, but I don't think the top coat was fully dry yet, so it didn't like the cuticle oil, but it still was okay. Oh no, yeah, here we are 2 days later. Where my nail was broken, it lifted, and then I was doing something and a bunch of it cracked off. So the other nails are holding strong, but this one is broken, so I kind of want to take it off and redo it. There also looks to be a little bit of lifting along the edge of the thumb, but nothing too serious. Okay, we're about to get into the other hand, but first I did fix that middle nail. I used color number 416, which isn't as sheer as the other ones, or maybe the glitter gives it more opacity. But yeah, it looks really cute. Oh, and you know what? I actually put a gel top coat over these because I was feeling like the air dry top coat just wasn't as shiny as I was used to. So if they look shinier, that's why I did end up using a gel top coat. So these full cover nail tips are medium oval from BT Art Box. I applied them using the E-Nail Couture Canada Bubblegum Gel, and then I filed them down a lot. I made these nails really, really, really thin, and you can't even see where they blend into the cuticle. That's how like thin I filed them down. So I did that to prevent like all the bulk because now as we go and start building the dip powder nail, I don't want them to be too thick. Although they do kind of end up looking a little thick, but we'll get to that. We'll get to it. For this hand, I'm going to be doing a similar technique where I do kind of like a center stripe down the nail. I'm not getting up to the cuticle, so I'm avoiding the cuticle because I want to keep everything like as thin as possible around the sidewalls and the cuticle. So the center stripe does not touch the cuticle, just to be clear, although it is pretty close to it on this one, for instance. So anyway, the first dip will be that, and then I'll do a full coat and a dip. Then I'm going to do the third layer as the stripe again, and then the fourth layer will also be a full cover. And after I did the first two nails, I was just not really sure how I was feeling about that color. And I should have gave it more of a chance, really, because it only had one layer on it. But either way, I grabbed a slightly darker color and decided that I would just do two nails the one color and the rest in the slightly darker color. Something else that I just wanted to talk about was basically just to say that the base coat is definitely nail glue. I even like looked up the ingredients and what that particular compound is used for, and it's mostly used for like nail glue and super glue. So it is just nail glue. It probably is formulated to have a consistency that's self-leveling and easy to apply. So I'm not sure if just regular old nail glue would work because even though they're the same, like chemical or whatever, you can still like formulate those chemicals to have different consistencies, I think. So Anyway, just while I was using it, I was like, wow, this smells like nail glue. Oh, it acts like nail glue. Even when that middle finger broke apart, like part of the places where it crumbled was just really reminiscent of nail glue. So it is. It's fucking nail glue. But anyway, if you were wondering, and since we're on that topic, I wish that this kit came with two bottles of number one because you go through so much, or like in my mind anyway, you go through so much more. Like the activator, you only use once. The top coat, yeah, you got to do 2 layers. But for this dip, you have to do like 3 to 4 layers. So, like, that's a lot of that base coat being used up. So, and if you have like 20 colors, like, you can make a lot of nails with this kit. So, again, if the company actually wants some feedback, I would love to see 2 bottles of base included and just 1 bottle of the rest. I think that makes sense to me, but if you're familiar with dip powder, please let me know your thoughts as well. You can kind of tell that the colors are coming through more already just on the second coat. Like that peachy color is really pretty. I kind of wish I had just used it for my whole hand, but whatever. And now I'm kind of focusing this third layer to just be around the tip because I felt like it was getting too thick, on my nail bed. So I was starting to feel a bit more confident using the product. So I was like, I'm going to troubleshoot this by, putting it exactly where I want to build up the nail, but like not make it too thick in other areas. And I do something similar here on the thumb as well. Overall, I had a really fun time doing this. Like, I wasn't really sure how dip powder would fit into my life because I could get this effect using gel polish, right? But the fact that it's just so fun and it is stronger than gel polish as well, it definitely felt like more like an acrylic hardness to it, but I really, really wish that this formula worked as an acrylic powder as well. I was pretty disappointed to learn that I couldn't use these like a 2-in-1 because I would get so much use out of these beautiful colors if I could use them with monomer. I have some dip powders from Young Nails, which I never really used as. I never used them as dip powder, but I used them as acrylic like a couple of times. So I guess I was just expecting all dip powder to work with monomer. And again, if the company wants feedback, this product needs to be 2-in-1 just to be more versatile. Like I would be more apt to purchase more in the future if they doubled as acrylic as well, because just having the dip powder doesn't have, I don't think, enough value for me at this time anyway. I did the filing for these off camera. It was pretty easy and you can see they're still pretty sheer. They look nice. I do have a layer of gel base coat down because I want to decorate these. And honestly, I didn't want to fuck with that top coat anymore because if I have gel polish or gel top coat, I'm just going to use that instead. But if you are someone who doesn't have a UV lamp, I could see the benefit, or I can see the benefit of having a dip powder kit. I got these nail stickers from AliExpress like a while ago, maybe a year ago, and I've just been saving them because I think they're so beautiful. And I was like, yeah, today's the day, let's use them. These stickers were so hard to use. I couldn't believe it. Like, they curled up on themselves so easily, and I had to be so careful. These rose stickers I got were from Hot Tips Nail Box, which you can't get anymore. Although I'm pretty sure I've seen these same nail stickers on like Shein and AliExpress. So you can find all this stuff online, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, look at me fussing with this sticker. Yeah, these stickers were such little bitches. I was not happy. And for some of them, like this one, I kind of just give up and push it down and try to just smooth out the wrinkles. And I was going for a collage effect anyway. So I was like, okay, I'll just put some of these rose stickers strategically over the wrinkles so you can't see them as much. Um, but yeah, I was definitely feeling like those stickers didn't really come through for me the way I was hoping they would, but it's all going to turn out in the end. Okay, I'm creeping in with the finished set. I would love to hear your thoughts about dip powder in general, if it's something you've done before, if you would be interested in trying it. Yeah, I'm happy to hear anything you have to say. And I just hope y'all had a good time hanging out with me. If you are interested in buying anything from this brand, I did put a link in my description so that you can check them out. Thanks to Azure Beauty for sending this product over to me. But more importantly, thank you to you for watching and for sticking around to the end of this video. You're amazing. I appreciate you. And I'm so happy that you're here hanging out with me and we can do this every week or every couple of weeks. So thanks again. Have a great one. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.